What's up, gamers and collectors? Got the cleaning retro cartridges is what I was going to show you next. Filmed this right after my recent pickups video. Unfortunately, my neighbor started wee-whacking, but hopefully you can't hear it over me talking. So for cartridges, this will work on NES, SNES, 64, probably even Atari, although I've never cleaned any of those. Genesis, Game Boy, Game Boy Color, GBA, any cartridge system you got. So for Nintendo stuff, they have these little proprietary screws. You gonna focus? No. But basically what you need is this special bit. You can get, and then there's that. So this is the 3.8, then there's a 4.5. These are actually proprietary Nintendo bits, I think. So you can get these on the eBay or Amazon or anything like that for like under $10. You definitely should have them if you're collecting retro video games. I actually didn't have them for the longest time, and then bought a set and then cleaned out probably damn near 300 cartridges. So it took a long time to do, but now whenever I buy cartridge games, I just clean them out right from the get-go. So basically, there's 3 different styles of NES carts, for instance. So this has 3, then there's some that has 2 more screws up top. And then there's also kinds that have flatheads in them, but you can just use any old flathead on those. So once you go ahead and pop it open, what I do to clean them is just go ahead and wipe it down with an eraser. And let me go ahead and set the camera down for a second. Alright, so you can see I didn't touch that side yet. This is where the magic eraser was. So this isn't terribly bad. I've seen worse carts than that. But once you do that, then you go ahead and get yourself a little bit of Windex and some Q-tips. And you're going to want to be kind of quick about it. Doesn't really matter if you get the board wet, but you don't want to get it like soaked. So scrape off some of the excess eraser shit. Got some on my bed. Oh shit. Go ahead and just, this is pretty hard one-handed, but guess I need to go about getting me a tripod or something. Alright, and then I usually just wipe my finger on it to get all the remaining residue from the eraser off. So it's basically a combination of the eraser getting the gunk off, and then the ammonia from the Windex just really getting in there and soaking in with the eraser stuff once it's on there. And let me go under some more light to show you how much better that is. Well, now that's too much light, but you can kind of see it. It's definitely better. I always clean these before I put them into my system from now on, just because, you know, I just don't want to put nasty-ass games into my systems because they're all 30 years old or so, and the pins on the systems don't need to be ruined any more than they already are. So one other thing I would recommend for NES is I'll put a link in the description. So as you can see, you can't push that up and down because I have the, it's called For the Win, and basically, you probably can't see in there, but it's, instead of having the spring, because those springs wear out after a while, and what happens is the game will be like 1 millimeter away from being able to make contact correctly with the actual 72-pin connector. So with this, it removes the spring. I'll do a video on this if you guys want to see it and go in depth with it a little more. But basically, it goes here, and then there's a separate PCB, and then there's another one that actually is a new 72 pin for you to put your game into. So it definitely helps out a great deal with the NES glitches and all that stuff. So I do recommend that. It's actually pretty cheap. It's 30 bucks. I think the website's called ArcadeWorks. I'll look it up and put a link in the description. But so that's a good way that I recommend cleaning games. And then for actually cleaning the cases, unfortunately these aren't dirty, and none of my other cases are or shells rather, are dirty at all. But I recommend Magic Eraser, and so for that, I'll probably do a video on that if I ever come across a dirty cart. You just get it lightly wet and just, scrub away till it's gone. It will get anything and everything off. But be careful not to touch the label. Unless you want to do it lightly, then, it'll mess the label up unless you do it very finely, like just a tiny bit. But I'll try to, I guess maybe one day I'll just buy a shitty cartridge just to clean it, just to show you how good you can get something to look again. But that's it for now. And again, this can be done for any cartridge type game. So peace out for now, gamers. Till next time.